Hi, this is Leslie Zemeckis back with a suspenseful Right for Success. First, I love my vintage fashion, so here's a shout out to my latest, a Nicole Miller dress by the Fab Fashion by Robert Black store. Aren't the leopard shoes cute? Okay, so this week's guest is Lynn Hendricks. Her latest is Finding Tessa, out May 11th, and you are not going to want to miss this. It has a twist that will make you gasp. The book is written changing between the point of view of Tessa, who is missing, and her newly wedded husband, Jace, who appears to be very guilty. That is all I'm going to say about that. No spoilers here. You won't be able to put it down, especially towards the end. So here is Lynn with her writing tips, and see you next week for another Write for Success, an author of thrillers that I love, 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 love. So keep reading and sharing stories. Remember, stories matter. Yours, hers, his, ours.
Hi, I'm Lynn Hendricks, and I am a debut author of Finding Tessa, right here, which comes out on May 11th. It is a domestic thriller about a husband and a wife. The wife goes missing one day, and the husband and the wife are both narrating the story. So you kind of have to figure out who's telling the truth, who's lying, and it's really twisty and turny. If you like that sort of thing, you could pick up a copy when it comes out on May 11th, wherever books are sold. I was lucky enough to be invited by Leslie Zemeckis. Thank you so much, Leslie, for inviting me here to give my 3 writing tips. My first one, and the most important, would be to get a critique partner. This will be somebody who reads and writes in your genre. This is so important because there are so many books being put out in whatever genre that you're writing. You need somebody who knows the market with you, somebody who is also a writer who could pick out mistakes that you're making with crutch words and pacing, and whether you're too obtuse or you're too vague, obvious, however you're presenting your work, you want your best foot forward, and having somebody who knows the ins and outs of your genre is only going to make you better, and it's really going to be helpful in progressing your story forward if you get the help of somebody who can pick out things that you're missing, because as writers we get very, very close to our own work, and this could be bad sometimes, because then we just tend not to see the mistakes that we're making. So rather than make them over and over, it's probably a good start to have somebody pick it out before it snowballs down the hill. I think tip number 2 would be to listen to your critique partner, because sometimes it's kind of a bitter pill to swallow. Somebody tells you your pacing is off, or it's slow and it's dragging, or it's going so fast that you don't know what's happening, that there's no depth. It's tough to hear these things, but they need to be heard, because critique partners aren't there to sabotage you. They are there to make your story better. You're there to make their story better. Everybody wants their critique partners to succeed. We want to see other authors succeed. I think that having a critique partner being able to point out to you what you can't see, and you taking that advice, is a whole huge step in the whole writing process. Taking critique is one of the hardest things about being a writer, but it's a necessary evil, and it's only going to help, I promise. And the third tip would be to, despite what I just said, trust yourself. Only you know your book, and only you know your voice, and only you know exactly how you want that put out. While getting the help along the way to push you there is great, only you really know how it's going to transfer out, publicly, and how you want it. As writers, we put ourselves through the ringer. We get imposter syndrome. our mood changes going from thinking that what we wrote is great to thinking it's absolute garbage. Most of the times, we kind of put ourselves down a little, which is why I think you need to trust when you know you did something good, because you probably did. You wrote a book from beginning to end, and that's not easy, and not a lot of people can do it. So when you do it, it should be celebrated as you believing in yourself and trusting that you were able to get the whole thing done. And I think that's really important, and I think it's really special. So that would be my final tip for any writers at any point, wherever you are in this journey, whether you're just starting out or whether you're putting out your 10th book. I think you really need to trust yourself. So again, thank you so much, Leslie Zemeckis, for inviting me. And I hope these 3 tips resonated with people. I know they've helped me tremendously, so I really hope they helped everybody else. Last time, Finding Tessa, May 11th. Hopefully you'll grab a copy wherever books are sold. And thank you so much for inviting me and for listening to me. And I hope everybody really has a great day.